Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Sufaiza and fellow friends. Thank you for joining me today. In this presentation, I walk you through a risk assessment of one of the most dynamic yet vulnerable industries, the food and beverage sector. Okay, now, why is it important? It is important because the industry doesn't just serve meals, it serves responsibilities. From health risks to operational failure, legal challenges to reputational damage. The stakes are incredibly high. And in these high-risk landscapes, risk assessment and Takaful integration are not just good practices, they are essential surviving tools. Now, let's dive into a crucial step in our risk assessment process, identifying the key risks, their causes, and potential effect in the food and beverage industry. Risk number 1, food safety and contamination. These risks stem from causes such as poor hygiene, lack of food handling training, expired raw materials, and improper storage. The effects can be very serious, ranging from the food poisoning, legal action, to lost customer trust, and increased costs due to insurance claim. The second risk is supply chain disruption. Common causes include supplier shortage, logistic issue, climate change, rising costs, and environmental pollution. When supply chains break down, businesses may face menu unavailability, increased operational costs, delivery delays, and inconsistency in food quality and taste. The third risk is labor shortage and retention. This is often caused by low wages, poor working conditions, long working hours, and the general shortage of skilled labor. The effect? Businesses may experience low productivity, delays in service, high employee turnover, and reduced service quality. We now at the fourth risk, which is regulatory non-compliance. Okay, risks arise from the changing laws, incorrect food labeling, improper pricing, and lack of safety features. If not addressed, this can lead to fines, lawsuits, loss of business license, and even complete shutdown. And finally, we are at the last risk, which is reputational damage. This is increasingly influenced by negative media social reviews, viral customer complaints, and late deliveries or even overpricing. Such incidents can cause long-term harm to brand image, a drop in customer loyalty, reduced sales, and even public distrust.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Shazrin Abisha binti Long Kecil. Now I will present step 3, risk evaluation in our risk assessment for the food and beverage industry. In this step, we evaluate each risk based on two factors, impact and likelihood, rate from 1 to 5. By multiplying both values, we get the risk level. This helps us prioritize which risk to address first. Let's look to the top 5 risks we identify. First one, R001 is food safety and contamination. This has the highest score of 20, 5 for impact and 4 for likelihood. This is a serious risk because contaminated food can cause food poisoning, legal action, and even damage the brand's reputation. It is especially common in outlets with poor hygiene. For number 2, R002, supply chain disruption, score 16. This risk happen when supplier face delays or shortage, affecting the availability and quality of food served. For number 3, R003, labor shortage and retention, score 12. A lack of skilled workers or high staff turnover can reduce productivity and affect service quality. It's a very common in the food and beverage sector. R004, regulatory non-compliance, also score 12, failing to comply with changing food safety regulation or improper labeling can result in fines or business shutdown. And lastly, R005, reputational damage, score 15. This risk may not happen often, but when it does, such as through viral social media complaints, it can seriously harm the business image. This score were plotted in a risk matrix to help visualize which risks are higher priority. As you can see, food contamination and supply issue fall in the high risk zone, so they must be addressed first.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Hazira binti Muhammad Jamil and my student ID is 20221674. So today I would like to present about risk matrix. So this is our risk matrix, which is visually maps out the severity and likelihood of key risks we have identified. Along the horizontal axis, we have impact, how severe the consequences would be. On the vertical axis, we have likelihood, how often the risk is expected to happen. The color zone represent level of risk. Green is low risk, yellow is moderate, and red is high risk. Let's look at where our top risks are positioned. You can see at R001, food contamination appears in the high risk area. It's both very likely and very severe, which is 5 times 4 equal 20. So you can see at the R002, supply chain disruption is also in the red zone. 4 times 4 equals 16. Needing strong contingency planning. For R005, reputational damage falls into high risk due to its severe impact, which is 5 times 3 equal 15. Meanwhile, R003, labor shortage, and R004, non-compliance are in the yellow zone, which is still important but not as urgent. This metric help us clearly see which risks need immediate action and which one we can monitor with preventive measure. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Idina Afika binti Rosli and my student ID is 2022652386. Today I would like to present about Step 5, Risk Management Strategies in our Food Business Project. In this section, we will discuss the possible risks that could affect a food business and the strategies we can use to reduce or manage them. I will also introduce a few Takaful products that can help protect the businesses financially. And let's begin. Risk is something every business faces, especially in the food industry. Step 5 is about managing this risk smartly. Today, I will walk through the strategy we can use to handle 5 major risks, from food contamination to reputation damage. We have outlined practical action for each risk. For food safety, regular staff training and hygiene audit are essential. We also need proper storage and vaccination. To avoid supply issue, it's smart to have backup suppliers and forecast inventory. When it comes to labor, offer competitive salary, training, and a positive workplace. For compliance, regular audit and staying updated with food regulation are keys. Lastly, to protect our reputation, we must monitor social media, handle complaints well, and have a solid crisis plan. To support these strategies financially, Takaful products are useful. First, fire and property Takaful protect our equipment and ingredients from fire or disaster. This helps if contamination happens due to damage. Next, employers' liability Takaful protect our staff and build loyalty, especially important for labor-related risks. The last one is public liability Takaful that helps with third-party claims like food poisoning or injuries from non-compliance. We suggest improving this product by adding coverage things like mental health and even online reputation damage. To sum up, managing risk means two things: prevention and protection. We prevent through audit, culture, and system. We protect with Takaful. And as business grow, we should upgrade our coverage to match real-world challenge. That's all from me today. Thank you.
So for conclusion, to conclude, the food and beverage industry is an essential but high risk sector. Risks like contamination, supply issue, and reputation damage can affect not just profit, but customer health and trust. Through our assessment, we identify key risks and propose preventive strategies and Takaful solution to manage them. We found that risk evaluation tools like the risk metric are very useful in guiding decision making. In addition, Takaful products such as fire and property Takaful, employers liability Takaful, public liability Takaful are not only financially protective but also aligned with Islamic value. They provide ethical and Sharia compliant protection for business, customer, and workers. In short, combining effective risk management with Takaful coverage helps business stay resilient, trustworthy, and sustainable in a challenging and competitive industry like food and beverage. That's all from us. Thank you.